Here we are, man. Back at it one more time. Yeah, man, I gotta start wearing my Mariners fitteds more, man. We be getting our asses handed to us lately. Man, flawed life, you got a reason to gloat right now, and I'll welcome it right now. But, you know, for the future, I think we gonna handle business. All right, let's get back to it. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today for another reaction video. And today, we're gonna get into some more Al Murray today. All right. Well, I've only done one video from this guy so far, and you know what? I gotta say, man, I was very impressed with what I saw from him the first time. It's like this guy, I read up a little bit about him. You know, he's a very smart dude, and he's very funny too. You know, I'm still trying to grasp what a lot of things mean from people from other countries. You know, I'm very ignorant to very many facts that go on in other countries. You know, even in my own country. You know, admittedly so. But yeah, I want to get into another one from him, man. And this one is going to be called "Name a Country, ... We Have Defeated Them." Okay, well, snap, man. Is that really the case? I'll take his word for it, you know, because he's a lot more educated than I am. But yeah, man, I think if I remember right, he's from Great Britain, right? If I'm wrong about that, somebody let me know. I think what he said in the first one, when he was talking, he asked somebody in the audience about what's great about Great Britain, you know what I mean? Or describe him in one word, that's what he said, my fault. But yeah, man, I wanted to figure out what he was talking about with this one, because this video was suggested to me by one of my very loyal subscribers, and I'm gonna go ahead and shout him out today. Dave Elliott, thank you so much, my man, for suggesting this one to me. I had quite a few requests to get to Al Murray early on in doing this channel, but I just kind of like, you know, ducked it, you know what I mean, pushed it off to the side because I didn't think I'd be into it, you know. But then again, you know, I have to remind myself that the whole thing is about, you know, opening your mind to new things and, you know, finding out some things you didn't know before, you know, or maybe you didn't realize you might have been a fan of. So thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate you so much for that, and we're gonna get into it, like I said. So, Al Murray with Name a Country, We Have Defeated Them. And if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going. All right. So yeah, man, almost the end of the week, you know. I've gotten to some pretty good stuff this week, you know. Hopefully you guys agree. And yeah, I want to keep the laughs coming, you know. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Let's do it. Al Murray with Name a Country, We Have Defeated Them, right here on Eddie B TV. Let's get back to it, y'all. Laughs, laughs, even more laughs. All right. All right, let's get situated with this one. And here we go.
We have defeated every single fucking country in the world at war. Name a country, Gary.
Okay.
Germany, 1945, thank you very much. Very recent, job done, twice in 1 century. If only they'd tried again around 99, we got the fucking hat trick. Another country, please.
Argentina.
Argentina, 82, no help from no one else. And that, of course, was a war not for oil, but for penguins. Because we all know penguins are an essential ingredient in making Guinness, aren't they? You boil them up, the white stuff floats to the top, job done. Oh, another country, please.
Man, that's harsh.
Another one, France, thank you. We're in 1815 Waterloo, we haven't heard from them since. Yeah, another one, please.
Really?
Canada, yeah, Canada used to be part of the British Empire, which means they're an ally of ours. As you know, being an ally of ours counts as losing to us. Why else are the Canadians so miserable? Another one, please. Hey? Spain, 1588, Battle of the Armada. Thank you, sir. We haven't heard from them since. Another one. Uganda. That was an African colony, of course, that at one point used to belong to the Germans. Then in 1919, the League of Nations, as you know, when the Treaty of Versailles, when the world was redivided, the African colonies were partitioned and separated between France and Great Britain. And we got Uganda as a result simply of it being defeating the Germans. We got given Uganda, which sounds like fucking winning there, without even having to go there. Result. Another one, please.
Damn.
Another one. Another one.
Okay. That's
Need to go to more
right
pub
there.
quizzes, love. Another one, please. Hey, United States. All right, okay. You're thinking War of Independence, America finds itself free of Great Britain. Yeah, they see that as a win. We see that as a lucky fucking escape. But let's not forget, in the War of 1812 to 1814, the Royal Navy sailed up the Potomac River, set fire to the White House, and the Americans had to whitewash it to cover up the fire damage, which is why it's called the White House. The Americans sued for peace at the end of 1814, even though they won a battle at the end of the war. The war's already over, the stupid fuckers were still fighting, even though they'd already lost. And that is America, and they've been working for us ever since. Another one, please. Oh. Belgium, of course, is a creation of the series of treaties that came out at the end of the Napoleonic Wars, the fallout of Waterloo 1815. It was the Duchy of Burgundy, of course, and the Netherlands states were divvied up into two buffer zones in order to prevent any one single power taking control of the Netherlands, which is, of course, our dangerous flank between Germany and France, and we don't like European hegemony of one power, and that's why Belgium and Holland were cut up into two and a buffer zone created. And I think if you create a country out of thin fucking air, you've won. Another one, please. Another one.
What is it with this dude, man? Oh.
Italy, yeah, 1943, folded early, didn't they? Another one, please. Hey? China. Opium War, 1860. Another one, please.
Opium War.
Hey?
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso used to be a German colony. I refer to my previous answer. Another one, please. Hey? Norway, they used to be the Vikings, love. We saw them off in the end, didn't we? And look at that, that's a come down. Once they were Vikings, now look at them, Norwegians. That's a fucking collapse, isn't it? From horny helmets to horny helmets. Another one, please. Japan, we got the Yanks to do it for us. Another one. Peru. What language do they speak in Peru, sir? Portuguese. No, they don't, actually. They speak Spanish. Yeah, which means in 1512, when Pope Julius XII divided the New World into two sections down the line of longitude 129, the stuff from the east of that went to Portugal, which is why they speak Portuguese in Brazil. The stuff from the west of that went to Spain, which means Peru was technically part of Spain when we defeated Spain in 1588 Battle of the Armada. So we done Peru without even having a visit. Job done. Can't argue with it.
Oh, that's it, huh? Man. You know what? I swear, man, that is crazy. How he's just like so in tune with everything he's learned that he could just let it all out, without even any notice at all. That's a trip right there, man. All right, man, that is Al Murray with Name a Country We Have Defeated Them. Well, I was waiting for him to bring up the United States because, like I've said, man, I'm not very familiar with history, not very fond of it either. But that's from my limited perspective, and my own personal ignorance. It's just, every time when I was in school, right, starting from social studies in elementary school, leading up to the time I was thrown out completely out of school, I had a very strong disliking, disdain, distrust for history, because I always knew that people were going to use certain types of information to gain an upper hand in the present, and people were gonna just like diss on other people because of where they were from, and the fact that America is deemed like, the most diverse country in the world, at least, I'm assuming that anyway. It's like now all we have here is just people giving us bad history lessons, That's just how I feel about it anyway. But what I was saying though is, from the moment I started getting introduced to history, it's like I was like being told certain things by people in my life, family members, friends, and they were saying things, and I was like, oh, that happened? Okay. And then the things you learn in history class were always almost exactly the opposite, and not to mention the fact all the stuff, that they left out, and I just kind of like, man, you guys is just tripping with this. And not to mention the teachers that I had, terrible, man. I think if I'm remembering this right, they said that he went to Oxford. You know what I mean? I don't. If I'm wrong, someone tell me. I'm gonna have to look it up for myself again. But all my history teachers were just trash. You know what I mean? Teachers in public schools are whack. You know what I mean? You have to be somebody practically with no life. You know what I mean? And no other, like no social life, no friends, no nothing to actually, zone into this. And that's like, that's probably an ignorant thing for me to say, but I've seen it with my own eyes, so I know it's relevant. But it's like, no matter what, I never really got the true understanding of the world's history that I really wanted. There was a time when I wanted to learn some stuff, but no matter who I was learning it from, they sucked at it, and then they didn't know how to get information into your head. I've always heard that it's a difficult job for a teacher to get knowledge into a kid. No, it ain't. It is not. You just have to have the right weapons, and the right approach, and the right schooling of your own. I often wondered when I was young, all these public school teachers, man, where did they get their teaching degrees from? I always used to wonder that, man, because I'm like, somebody obviously gave you a license to teach, and you suck this bad at it. I mean, granted, I was a kid for, a very young kid, at the beginning of my, disliking for teachers and all that stuff. But it's just when I got older, it didn't really get better. I started like forming these feelings and thoughts based on the knowledge that I wasn't getting. And then, the two history buffs in my family, were my grandfather and my stepdad, Greg. My stepdad, Greg, he was in the Army. And my grandfather was in the Army too. Grandfather in Vietnam, and my stepdad, Greg, if I'm remembering this right, he fought in Desert Storm. And my stepdad, Greg, was a big fan of history. He always watched the History Channel and all this stuff all the time. And whenever I had questions about stuff that I really wasn't, looking for an answer to, he would be right there and he would just give me something that I didn't know before. And I'd be like, really? That happened? He'd be like, oh yeah. I'd be like, oh, well, now I know something. And plus I trusted him, because if he didn't know something, he would just say he didn't know. And if anything he ever spoke about, he had a lot of experience with it, or at least he learned from people who knew what they were talking about. But it's like really interesting to me to hear how he breaks it all down. He went back, I don't know if I heard it right in the beginning. I don't know if he said 1945 or 945. I have no idea because, he was speaking a little fast. But if that was the case, man, this guy's knowledge of history probably goes back to Jesus, for crying out loud. But yeah, man, I was very happy to get to this one because, like, I often felt that if I was ever going to learn history at all, it was going to have to be from somebody who actually knew what the hell they were talking about. And not only knew what they were talking about, knew how to get it out and to get it inside other people's heads. Not because they're trying to force some lies down your throat, because they were actually trying to school you on stuff that really went down. And not all of history is very flattering, as you can clearly see, And but I would have loved for Al Murray to be my history teacher, And plus, if he was in front of the class drinking beer and just speaking as free as he does, and not to mention he had a full facial hair on his face, I don't know how often he's changed his look at all, but either way, I like how he breaks stuff down, I didn't realize about who was an ally of who or who beat who here or whatever. I never knew that stuff because I just became so disinterested in it so quickly because of my teachers that I never, ever even dove into history anymore. But just listening to this guy, man, I definitely got to listen to more of him because he actually, the way he speaks on it and his knowledge of it actually makes me want to learn. It really, really does. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this one, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right there. Thank you one more time to Dave Elliott for suggesting this one to me. The first one I got to, he was just talking about a vanquished nation or something. I don't remember how it began. I'll have to watch it again for myself. But I was very interested in his approach, very, very impressed with it. And I was just like, kind of like in this mode where like, man, where are all the great people in this world who can actually give people information, useful information? But nah, man, they realize that they get into the whole thing of it all, then they're gonna be caught up in a different world that's probably gonna make them miserable. All the teachers that I've ever known, really, they have a touch of misery to them that trickles down to other things, and I don't even want to know what goes on in their personal lives because it's a trip, But yeah, man, thank you one more time, Dave Elliott, man. I really appreciate the request from you, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off right there. One more time, Al Murray with Name a Country. We have defeated them. And if you like that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going, like I always say. So yeah, man. I mean, Al Murray. I mean, I know there's some people probably gonna watch this and think, well, just some idiot who doesn't know anything about history. Why are we even watching him? Well, hey, I'm trying to learn here, all right? In the comments, school me as much as you want to on things because I will be the first one to admit that I do not know a damn thing about history. Little scattered bits and pieces here and there, but I don't have the knowledge, No one ever really legit gave me the knowledge, So if you guys really know some stuff, and like I said, constructive criticism, if that's what you're gonna do, and no clowning, man, because Yeah, still once in a blue moon, I still have to get some idiot asshole commenters who just want to do nothing but talk trash about me and all that. But I've always said I welcome constructive criticism and civil debates of all kinds. Just no name calling, no drama, and I don't gotta delete your comments and hide you from my channel completely. I don't want no part of your bullshit. All right. But yeah, man, this is gonna be Eddie B TV signing off one more again here. Another great clip from Al Murray, man. Like, I definitely got to get some more of him. Whatever clips you guys want to see, if there's any more, I'm certain there's a lot. Please keep dropping them in the comments, and I'll try and get to another one in good time, and keep having fun. You know, it's just like I said. You know, I would have loved to have someone like Al Murray as my history teacher, because one, if I ever tried to screw off in class, you know, I mean, he wouldn't have let me. And if there's something I wouldn't have understood, I wouldn't have had no problem with him throwing me a couple of zingers, clowning me a little bit to help me get the message, you know? I just like, teachers in public schools, man, they ain't got no heart, man. You know, I just don't understand like how you're allowed to be in charge of educating children when you don't have any passion. You don't have any passion. And here's the one thing, I don't know if this is a meaningful statement that I'm about to make, but one thing I noticed in school also, I feel that if you are a smart teacher, you know what I mean, and you really worked hard in school to get your teaching degree and all that, I don't think you need a teacher's manual. You know what I mean? They had a manual where they have all the answers, you know, to every whatever. If you're a real teacher, what the hell you need with that shit? You know this stuff. You're a teacher. You're an educator, right? And yet they leaned on these things, man. It was like their crutch. It was really quite pathetic to look at. You know, I found it very easily to fuck off in school all the time, because like I said, man, like, it's one thing to be a kid and not have knowledge already, because if you're a kid, you don't have anything. You're the definition of dumb, you know what I mean? But it's like, when I started figuring things out, like I said, I was just looking at them like, why would anyone listen to you? Why would I want to take you seriously? Because you ain't even showing me nothing. 9 times out of 10, man, all the lessons I got, if anything, was just teachers having a textbook and have a little worksheet that you just do some stuff on. They didn't even talk to you. You know, they didn't even teach you nothing, you know what I mean? Educate you, school you on nothing. They were just like, well, I'm practically a supervisor with textbooks and worksheets here. Do whatever. You better get an A or we'll fail you. I'm serious. That's exactly how public school was like. It was a fucking joke, man. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in one more time to this one, man. And thank you one more time to Dave Elliott for the great request. I'm definitely going to get some more Al Murray in the future. So yeah, until next reaction, love and appreciate y'all. Peace.